socialism in two ways. First way, generally speaking, what is socialism? We will see the general meaning of socialism. Socialism means social change. Okay, or you can say that any change bring in society by effort made by people who belong to that society. Okay, so what is socialism over here? In a generally speaking terms, you can say that socialism means a social change or a change in society which we bring to put an effort. Okay, to bring that change we need to put an effort, because see, when we talk about the society changes every time, yes or no? It is a natural thing that society changes every time. That should not be termed as social change, because as such time goes on, different people live in different society, and those different people have different views regarding the society and different thoughts, and according to those generation or according to that generation society changes. Let's say when we are students, you can say on that time society is something different. Now as such we grown up, you become student, society is different, because time changes, people also changes. Now that change cannot be termed as social change, because that change is natural, and it is not bring by, or it is not the change was not bring by putting any effort. So that is not a social change, that is a change in society, which is a natural process. Now when we talk about social change, what is social change? Any change to be termed as social change, that change need to have made by an effort. Like let's take an example when we talk about the French Revolution. Take the example of our first chapter, French Revolution. As if we have seen that in French Revolution or in France, on that time France society has a social inequality, correct? There are three states. Society has been divided into three states. That is first state, second state and third state. And first and second state has all the powers, all the economic and social or political privileges. But third state in which peasants and workers are there, and those peasants and workers don't have any social, political or economic right, but they have a burden of tax. And first and second state does not have a burden of tax. So there is a social inequality. And to eliminate that social inequality, third state people put up a revolution which is called as French Revolution. Okay, and by that revolution they thrown the king out of his throne, and they try to make France democratic country where people can have their decisions. Okay, where there is a social, economic and political equality. Now when we talk about French Revolution, it is all about the society. Okay, now other European nations also inspired by French Revolution. Okay, and by taking inspiration from the French Revolution, other European nations also want social change in their country, and because of which socialism spread in Europe, socialism spread in European nations. Understand? So what is socialism? Generally speaking, socialism means something or some changes in society which we made an effort to change. Like in India, you can take an example of India also. We are having there is a time when we are having social evils in our society. Like sati system was there, caste system was there, child marriage was there. Understand? So eliminate these evils in our society. There are many social workers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Okay, he was a social activist who put an effort to change our society. So that is also called as a social change. Okay. Understand? So that is a socialism. Now when you talk politically, okay, now in political sphere or in historical sphere, if we see what is socialism, especially for Europe, okay, for European nations, what is socialism? Socialism means to put an effort to change or to make, you can say, to make non-existence of private property okay in Europe. what? See, in Europe on that time, all the European nations after Industrial Revolution. Okay, Industrial Revolution means when there is an invention of machines in Europe. Okay, when they invented machines to produce commodities. Before that, they are having labor-intensive technique. They are using labor to produce the commodity. But after Industrial Revolution, when machines have been invented, what happens because of that invention of machines, production increased. And with that increase in production, all the economic benefit or all the economic power was gained only by the owners of the business or only to the businessmen and traders who are there. The laborers who are working, they don't get any economic benefit because of that Industrial Revolution, because their working condition is same. On that time in the whole Europe, they follow capitalism. Capitalism means private property. Okay, private property rights, where individual who has higher property, individual who has more income or more money, they have more power than other. Understand? Or on that time, economic power is concentrated only in the hand of private individuals. And king on that time only supports those capitalists because king get tax from them. King get benefits from them. That is why king only supports them, not supporting the laborers. So that was the social change which European nations wants to bring, that they want economic and social equality in their countries, which is not there because of the capitalism. Understand? So that is why socialism in Europe, socialism means to put an effort to change the property rights. They want to have a non-existence of private property. They want all the properties in the hand of the government. They want government to have property rights. Like nowadays also, now presently also you can take an example of Russia. After that we will learn about the Russian Revolution. And because of the revolution, now also Russia follows socialism. Russia is a socialist communist country. Understand? Socialist communist country. That is why Russia is called as Soviet Union of Russia. Understand? That means Russia is following the path of socialism and communism. Now also you can say that Russia is a socialist country which follows the socialism. There is non-existence of private property. If in Russia any private individual wants to have a business, he or she can't have a business, but they can invest in the government properties. They can invest in the government business because economic power is concentrated in the hand of government. So there is no private individual who is more powerful, but each and everyone is having equal economic rights or equal economic benefits in Russia. And in Russia there is only one single party in whole Europe. Russia is a country who follows socialism and it also has one party system. They have democracy, but their democracy is limited. That means, see, when we talk about democracy, people have a choice to elect their own government, yes or no? But Russia follows democracy. They have elected parliamentary government, but they have only single party system. That means if people wants to vote, they need to vote to that particular party only. Okay? But they can have a different presidents and prime ministers from that party only, where they have a choice. But they don't have a choice to elect other party as their government. Understand? So that restrictions was there in Russia. All the power, all the political and economic power is in the hand of the government, and government divides those power equally within the citizens of the country. Understand? So socialism is about that in European nations, where they wanted to bring about the economic change. Okay, because economy is also a part of society, yes or no? When we talk about social change, that means everything in our society, and politics and economics is the part of the society. Okay, part of the society. That is why when we talk about change in economic sphere, they want to change economic inequality. Like French Revolution, they wanted to change their society. But other European nations, they wanted to change their society as well as the economic condition which they have, which makes people unequal, which makes businessmen stronger than laborers. And laborers are the real people who work for the industries. Understand? Understand everyone? So that was the meaning of socialism in general, or meaning of socialism when we talk about European nations. So with the inspiration, with the inspiration taken by French Revolution, socialism spread in Europe. So now we will see the age of social change in Europe. The age of social change. Okay, the age of social change in Europe. Now when we talk about the age of social social change in Europe, as I have told you, different European nations got inspired by French Revolution. They have seen that how in France people put up a struggle, people put up a revolution, and they gained their freedom from the unjust Tsar or unjust king. King Nicholas, which was there in France on that time. Okay, so other people or other nations also want that change in their country, because of which they have started with the socialism. Now, when socialism started in Europe, as different people have different views about the society, as different people think differently about the social change. Like, let's take an example. If I ask you in the class that what social change you want to bring in your society, so maybe I think everyone will have a different view. Everyone, because everyone sees society in a different way, so everyone has a different point of view that that particular thing should be needed in the society. Maybe some people believe that we should require a new strong leader to lead our country. Maybe some people believe that there should be women empowerment. Maybe some people believe that there should be gender equality, there should be caste equality. Each and everyone has a different experiences. And according to that different experiences, we have a different point of views regarding the society, and we want a different social change. And according to the age also, like let's take an example. If I'll ask you, Stanley, what's your name?
Sadaf Fatma. Sadaf Fatma.
Sadaf Fatima. Okay, tell me now what social change you want to bring in society. That you feel, आपको लगता है कि हाँ society में ये change आना ही चाहिए.
Not a child marriage.
Okay, you want a child marriage to not to be there. Okay, sit down. Good. What else? Someone else? Yes, you. Tell me. Each and every one of us a different point of view regarding the social change. In a similar way, on that time, European nations, each and every people have a different point of view about the social change. That is why, because of the different thoughts of the people divides themselves into three different groups when they think about the social change. So there are three different people who thought differently about the social change, and three different groups are there. Now, what are these three groups? Three groups of social change, you can say. One is radical, or you can say liberals, then radicals, and then conservatives. Okay. Now, when these three groups, different groups of social change has different view about the society, has different view about the social change. That means they wanted to bring a social change in society or in their country, but in a different thoughts or in a different way. Like liberals, they totally believe in democracy. Okay, liberals are the people who are the true follower of democracy, you can say. They totally believe in democracy, true democracy. They believe in true democracy. That means they believe, or they wanted, what social change they wanted to bring? They wanted to bring a social change which has an elected parliamentary government, okay? They wanted to have an elected parliamentary government. They wanted to have an independent judiciary. They also wanted to have an equal right in votes, equal right to vote. So you can say over here that radicals are the people who believe in total change. Okay, they wanted to bring a total, yes, parliamentary form of government. They want independent judiciary. They want equal right to vote, which is there in democracy. Understand? But they don't want a democratic country. Okay, they see, when we thought about all these people, okay, all these different groups, they want socialism in Europe, but in a different thoughts. Okay, they don't want king's rule. They don't want a property rights to given to a few hands or few individuals. They want property rights in the hand of the government. But when they think about the government, they want a different forms of government. Like radicals, like liberals believe that they need a form of government which is elected, which will be elected through people. Okay, elected parliamentary government, votes should be given, or writing vote should be given to all without you can say without having that thing in mind that who is having a more property. Like liberals, when we talk about radicals, what radicals believe? Radical believes that voting right should be given only to those individuals who are having property, and women does not have a property right according to radicals. Okay, they believe in that. But liberals, what they believe? They believe equal right to vote for all. Understand? Okay, so they are not the follower of universal adult franchise, you can say. Okay, understand? So they are not the follower of universal adult franchise. So these are about the liberals who are there, who are who want democracy, but they don't want universal adult franchise. That is why we say that they are not a typical democratic people, but their ideas of government are somewhat related with the democracy, like elected parliamentary form of government and independent and well-trained judiciary they want. Okay, and property right, actually you can say over here that when we talk about the liberals, actually liberals are the people who are businessmen. Okay, and they believe in private property rights. They want that the individual who has private property, those individuals only will have a right to vote. Those individuals will only have a political and economic rights given. Understand? So they are like a follower of communalism. Now when we talk about radicals, radicals are the true follower of communalism. Okay, they are the true follower of Karl Marx. Now who is Karl Marx? Karl Marx is a German philosopher who has given an idea of communalism. See, according to Karl Marx believed that there are two groups in society, haves and have-nots. Okay, according to Karl Marx, haves are the people who are businessmen, who are traders, who has everything, and have-nots means workers, laborers, and peasants who does not have any economic benefits or economic rights in the society. So Karl Marx wants balance in the society by balancing haves and have-nots. So Karl Marx has given an idea of non-existence of private property. A property right should be existed only in the hands of the government, which is there in socialism, which was there in Russia nowadays. Understand? So radicals are the people who believe in majority of population to elect the government and they also believe in equal voting rights. Okay, they believe in equal voting rights and they also believe in non-existence of private property rights. Non-existence of private property rights. Understand? They believe that there should be no private property rights. So they are the true follower of communalism. They are the true follower of Karl Marx. Okay. Now when we talk about conservatives, the third group, conservatives are the orthodox people, you can say. They are the orthodox people who will not accept change easily. Not accept change easily. Okay, that means conservatives are those people who want change. Now, like over here you can see radicals and liberals. Maybe they are having a different point of view regarding the social change, but they want complete social change, correct? They want society to change completely and they want that change immediately. They don't want a slow process of change. They want a faster process of change. Either liberals or either radicals. Maybe they have a different thoughts, but one thing was common between radicals and liberals, that they want a faster social change and they wanted to change the society completely. They wanted to change the country completely. But conservatives are the people who are orthodox people. They believe in past. Okay, they believe in past and they believe that past should be changed but slowly, and it should not be changed completely. They want only 20% of society to be changed and 80% of society should be remain like that, because they feel that past was the heritage. Okay, past was something which is very important, which should not be eliminated totally. Okay, that is why these conservative people, they did not believe in complete change. They do not believe in total change, and they will not accept change easily. Okay, for them changes, or for them will take time. Okay, and they want another change after that time when they accept it. So for that, process of change is very much slow. Okay, so you understand this particular three groups which is there in the society, European society on that time. Okay, it is not about the one country. All the countries in Europe have these different kinds of people who think differently about the social change. Okay, now when we talk about the age of social change in European nations. In European countries, there are different fields where people want change. Like in economic field, then you can say that social field, political field also. Politically, people believe that there should be no king. Okay, because on that time in all the European nations, they follow imperialism. Imperialism means kings are ruling upon countries and they are capturing each other territories for gaining more political power. So there was an imperialism and there was a colonization on that time in European nations. And people, kings only supported those people who can give benefit to them. Like you can see in French Revolution, only nobility and the upper class people has given an importance. And they have given the all political and social rights because they give benefit to the king. Okay, and other than that, lower class people does not have any political and social rights because they did not get any benefit to the king. And the same thing happens with other European nations also. Okay, where kings only give importance to nobility or to church, and the common people are suffering. So now common people believe that, especially common people in European nations, they believe in social change because they need change in their life. Understand? So now when we talk about the social change or the age of social change in European nations, you can say that industrial work condition of, first of all we talk about the condition in European nations. Okay, when you say the conditions of the European nation, you can see that industrial workers are suffering a lot. Okay, in Europe, industrial workers are suffering a lot because of the capitalism in Europe which is there. In the whole European nation, they follow the capitalism. Private ownership is there, and those private individuals and businessmen are having a support of king, because of which they are not giving facilities to the laborers. They are not giving good working condition to the labor. Long working hours are there. Bad working condition is there. No proper residence was available to the laborers who are working. Understand? So all these problems are faced by labor on that time. So that particular social change which needs to be bring about after French Revolution was change which needs to be bring in economic sphere. Okay, labor wants that social change because on that time laborers are suffering most and peasants are also suffering because on that time land revenue system was there in all European nations. Peasants, poor peasants, they don't have a farming lands. Okay, big landlords, on that time landlord system was there. Big landlords are having a land, and those small or marginal farmers, they are working on the fields of the landlords, and landlords will not give them a proper wages. Okay, they are not receiving the proper wages with the landlords. So all these conditions, working condition, bad working condition, even for peasants or for workers are there in Europe on that time. And to bring that particular change in society, and that laborers and that peasants want social change in European society. That is why the change was brought about by different kinds of revolution. And in that revolution, only one particular country was there who is successfully done with the revolution, who is successfully done with the social change. That country is Russia. That is why we are going to learn about the Russian Revolution also. Okay, so before learning the Russian Revolution, we will see that what is the social change which needs to be bring in our society. Okay, or what is the age of social change in that particular time period. Why we say that is the age of social change? Because at that particular time period, many things change in Europe, or many things change in European nations. Understand? That is why that particular period is known as the age of social change. So you understand this particular thing, everyone? Okay. What things are there which needs to be changed? First of all, industries and social change. Industries and social change. As I have told you that in European nations, many industrial workers are there who are suffering. Okay, they get exploited by the businessman. They get exploited by the private property owners. Understand? they are having a very bad working condition. First we can highlight that what is the condition. This was a period which requires, in a particular period, this period was required social change in economics or economic system. Okay, when we talk about the change in European nations, very first change which needs to be bring about in society was social change in economic system, because on that time in European nations economic situation was very difficult, especially for the common people. Understand, especially for the common people, the society or the economic condition was very bad for the industrial workers, and that is why those industrial workers wanted to change the society. Because of that industrial worker wants to change their condition. They demanded a better condition for them. Okay, that is why they involved in that sphere of social change. That is why they involved in that period of social change or in that revolution which started in Europe on that time. Okay, so first is industrial and social change. Second one is socialism in Europe. Okay, and third one, support given. Okay, now when we talk about the age of social change in Europe, you can divide that into three groups. आप इसको तीन पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हो. फर्स्ट वन इज इंडस्ट्रीज एंड सोशल चेंज. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इंडस्ट्रीज हैव बीन चेंज्ड इन सोसाइटी. Industries have been changed in Europe. There was a social change in industry. Second one, socialism in Europe. After industries have been changed, that change spread in whole Europe. This change spread in the whole European country, and different other people also supported socialism in Europe. Understand? So these three things are the age of social change we are going to see in the next session. Okay. So in this session we only have seen the three different groups who have a different point of views about the social change. Okay. So the next class we will see the age of social change. Then we will start with the Russian Revolution.